Hello and welcome to day 232. With the last day of the month of the hare, did not quite went well the last week of it. So I basically skipped what I wanted to do with the shorter studies, but well, it is just what happened. So today I was just sampling around all the rules, all the days that I went through and tried to point up some important notes for me. First note is blending with watercolor brush plus layer mask. It is referred to this one of the pictures where I have an shadow layer, I mask it, and then I removed the mask with the watercolor. Kinda works nice, I like this gradient. There will be more about the edges and gradients transitions in the future. From the second day, stiff lines pressure settings, and it's not only just the second days, but it is a variation of the pressure settings around those outline lines, hard outline lines, which is not only hard outline lines, also the actual shadow lines, but there's a movement to try not to make them too stiff. From day 3, curvy stuff at the end, or like better to say curvy lines at the end, it was hard to do a continuous line and then curve it towards the end. So like make this one of a C curve, but you start pretty much straight at the start and then you curve it towards the end, and all those curvy stuff is happening a little bit. It was a little bit difficult to get it right. Next one is huge shift towards a colder color, meaning that when we start with a warm color, the shadows will land towards the colder color. I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, the hue shift, and probably it will also be referring to the color palette in the end, like coming up with a color palette instead of using multiplier layer, but maybe multiplier layer together with the color palette. Who knows? But hue shift with the shadows is definitely into it. Time limit sketches. It is not really a rule for the hair, it's just something that I picked up that I want to do it more of it and try to focus on what important is and do more of those time limit sketches, things like I did with this illustration. Just blend it out and draw. So in the future we'll try to do more of those. 136, 244 rules. Not sure about 244 rules, but 136, that what I heard a lot is about splitting your hair clumps into some parts, and then splitting those parts into more different parts. One rule that easier to do, maybe, but it easier to notice, and well, just be conscious about this. Then we have C curves with shading, and this is basically it's not too bad, or like not to be scared about having lines that like look very flat, because the shading is actually that gives them the form. So I just don't wanna be scared off from that kind of looks not like it is, even without it has no colors. So probably add the colors, the shading, the form, and then judge the line. Towards the string study, something that I did this month is look into individual strings and look into the construction, and I will still picking up some individual strings towards the study, and I think that will be like one part of the day will be just a study and pick up some particular interesting thing and try to recreate the things which will be including the hair strings. Darker pencil, the next one. Well, this refers actually to the rendering method, and it was like here with darker pencil with brush density turned down a little bit to create more of those poor signature like here. Volume, which is actually should be volume, but well, I guess I was not really paying attention. Oh look, I actually brought this here. Okay, so yeah, volume and sphere, volume change. It is to keep in mind that the head and the hair is like a sphere, so this will be helping a lot when shading the hair, just to like shade the sphere and then transfer those sphere formulas towards the illustration. I don't know if it will work good, but that's an idea. Hand grip, shoulder, wrist, yes. Never really conscious about this, but for smoother lines, not only superposition will help, but also knowing which grip, how to hold your pen and which joint of the arm need to use to move the line. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, or just fingers. Then darken edge for the shadow, and this is actually speaking about the kind of watercolor effect here. I don't know if you can see it, or maybe I'm just crazy, but you see that there's a shadow and there's between those shadows a darker edge. And this is sometimes most prominent on the Hoiber's illustrations. So there's like a little bit, just a tiny bit darker shadow. Or better to say darker color. And for the last point is the 3 twist for long hair after a 2/3 or 3/5 of the string length. Which means basically that if I have a longer string and because it twisted and twirls around, like this Escoffier Ahoguet for example, divided here and then there. So we just split it into, I don't know, I guess 3, 2, 1, something like this, and definitely something around the half mark, or maybe even more as a half mark. So those are the rules. I will be trying to implement them. I still did not went into the actual shading, but one day I will be doing it, and it's definitely not the end of the hair. I did not got a lot of gain from it. It's just more of a summary what I did remember, because a lot of those points I actually probably spoke about. Whatever, I'm not very good at doing those kind of videos here. I just trying to recap the day, and that's what I was doing there. So I will be thank you for watching, listening. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon, and see you in day 233 with the start of my actual personal illustration.